Hi, this is analysis and redesign of a portable camping grill with Team 9. So, a brief outline, we'll go over the product description, primary and secondary customers, functional analysis, assembly sequence analysis, function component mapping, bill of materials and cost estimation, and finally, product family design. So, a brief product description. Our product is a portable camping grill. We can see here in the bottom a folded view of it all stored up. You can see on the right hand side it's all put together and ready for use to cook some food. And it doesn't require gas or electricity. And we estimated the production volume of around 50,000 units. And then here we have an exploded CAD view with, I think we have 12 unique parts. And then as you can see, it's symmetrical on both sides, so a lot of those are repeated. We have them labeled 1 through 12 with descriptive names. And then we have our primary and secondary customer groups. So our primary customers are recreational campers. They might lack a large amount of storage within their campers or RVs, and then they want something light and portable that's easy to travel with and not particularly hard to set up. And finally, they want a product kind of with the right aesthetic. And then our secondary group is more for backpackers and hikers. They want something that's really light and then also very portable. And then obviously they need to be able to cook without access to electricity or gas.
The fast diagram we created for this portable grill is shown here. Obviously, the primary function of a grill is to cook food, which is reflected by the main task on the left-hand side of the diagram. The two main sub-functions of the grill are to apply heat to cook the food, which involves containing the heat and maintaining the heat level. This primal basic function is supported by refilling fuel to keep cooking the food, monitoring the temperature for any changes so the user knows to adjust the heat or the fuel level, and controlling the airflow since that impacts heat as well. The supporting functions of this grill are shown in red, like assured dependability, assured convenience, which is where the folding and portability comes in, enhanced product, and please senses with any visual aesthetics on the product.
So there are two assembly sequences. Our first one starts with the bottom tray, followed by the leg sub-assembly, which includes the leg and leg supports, followed by two front panels and then two side panels, and on top of this goes the grill top. We then install the handle spacer, handle, and handle retainer as a sub-assembly, followed by vent covers, then locking flanges, and finally the nameplate, which completes this first sequence. For our second sequence, we start with the bottom tray and then we add the two front panels. To this, we add our side panel sub-assembly, which will include the handles as well as the vent cover already installed on them. We then install the legs, which include the leg support and nameplate already installed. Then the locking flanges, and finally we place the grill top on. From these two sequence options, we determined that sequence 2 is the better option due to its ease of transferring and handling, as well as assembling in parallel being much better than sequence 1. In addition, the fastening and joining and testing sub-assemblies was also better in sequence 2.
We created a function component mapping matrix to be able to see what each part in the assembly was accomplishing. The most notable takeaway is that the position food, allow folding, and contain heat functions all have 3 or more corresponding components, with the allow folding function having the highest number at 7.
As you can see, the total cost to manufacture the grill is $48.24. The average retail price of a similar stainless steel charcoal grill is about $75 to $100, and therefore our cost estimate is within 50 to 70% of this estimate. The majority of our total cost estimate comes from the material cost due to our chosen material being stainless steel. Because of this, we see a lot of the larger parts, such as the bottom tray and legs, have a higher total cost. We used our results from the function component mapping matrix and rough cost estimate in the bill of materials shown in previous slides. We plugged these results into the quad chart shown on the right of this slide to find each of their classifications. We said that contain heat, allow folding, and maintain temperature are our highest importance functions. This helped us realize some candidates for part elimination and redesign. Specifically, we noted that the vent cover and nameplate would be good parts to remove, and that the legs are a prime candidate to redesign.
So here we're going to start our product family design section with the functional differentiation table, which has functions that are the same for both customer groups and then functions that are different for each. And each function comes from the FAST diagram that we talked about earlier, and it helps to really differentiate between the two product variants that we're going to be talking about. The two that we chose would be different are show aesthetics and then control airflow. And kind of we thought these were important because they would be much less of an emphasis for the secondary customer group versus the first. Then we have our component commonality table. So this identifies the platforms, which are common components, and then modules, which differ between the two. And then modules are components whose function, based off of the function component mapping matrix, is in the differs column in the functional differentiation table.
Based on the component commonality table, we were able to redesign our product for our secondary group customer by removing the nameplate and the vent adjuster, as well as redesigning the legs in order to make for an overall lighter product. The interfaces are standard in the legs, as they have essentially the same top section. They're just shortened and with the graphics removed. For the modified product family assembly diagram, we changed 3 main points, notably moving up the grill top and moving the lock flanges because of their platform, and we also changed the vent covers and moved them much later into the sequence.